Today I'm going to show you how to create a score counter using 100% data binding. Now this example that I'm showing you here is from my new course Rive Rockstar, which you can check out at www.riverockstar.com. Okay, let's get on to the lesson. Okay, so basically what I've got here is I've just got this artboard, and then I've just got this object moving here, and I've got this thing here that says score. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to select our artboard and then just go up here to the right and just create a new view model. And let's maybe just call this scoreboard. And then what we need to do now we need to just add some data. So I'm just going to click plus here, and I'm going to add, with our scoreboard selected, I'm going to add number. And I'm going to call this one score. And then I'm just going to go into my text run here, the second one, and I'm just going to select data bind, and we're going to use score. And you're going to see it's yellow because it needs something. It needs a converter. So we're just going to create a string converter, convert it to string, because at the moment it's a number and we need to translate this number so it can be read as a string. I hope that makes sense, but that's actually quite easy. So then we just go update bind and we convert to string. Now this number, if I play this and we go here to data and I go to score and I change the number, you'll see it updates and everything's working as it should. Now we need to tell Rive that every time this ball leaves the stage or at a certain point in this animation, we want to add a score. We want to trigger an event. So we're just going to go up here with this thing that says event and just click and add an event. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go into my animation timeline where I've got the animation here. And then you can decide where you want to trigger that event. Let's maybe trigger it here when the ball's around about here. Then all you do is with your event selected is just say report event. That's it. Then now what we need to do is now we need to create a listener for this event. So with the event selected, just click plus. And then this is important, select the event and then go to your hierarchy and select artboard. So the event listens for the whole artboard. And then make sure that if you've got more events, just make sure that you get the correct one. So I'm just going to maybe rename this so it's easier to understand. So let's call this one score event. Now we need to tell Rive that every time we fire this event, we want to put one more to the score. So how are we going to do that? Very easy. We just go to data and then just go to converters and add a number converter, just calculate. And we're going to just call this add one. And it's already on the right. It's set to add one. And now we can set up the event. So basically with your event listener selected, set score to score. So score to score, and then when you see this little sign appears, and just say add converter and then add one, and now it should work. So every time we see the ball going and then the event fires, our score increases, and that's basically how you set it up. But let's take it a little step further. So I've just got this little animation here I want to trigger every time our score increases, just as a visual indicator. So what we can do now is we just create a new layer. So let's just call this first one animation. And then with the second layer, I'm just going to call this one score anim. And then I'm just going to drag in this counter bounce. And I'm going to drag it in like this and then just create something that looks like this. And then now I need to use a relatively new function in Rive. So with these three selected, I just say if score, and then where it says value, select self. So when the score is not equal to itself, so when there's a change in the view model, we're going to trigger this animation. So now it should work. And it's working perfectly. And that's basically in a nutshell how you can create a score in Rive.